Think about that worldview combined with this worldview that we also see today, the postmodern worldview. Now, the postmodern worldview says this: even if objective reality and truth existed, we could never get at it because we're trapped behind our own perceptions. We only see reality through the lenses of our own cultural or individual biases. That's it. We don't have any objective standard out there we can make contact with. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't exist. On the postmodern worldview, it doesn't matter. That objective standard is out of our view because we're trapped behind our own filters, if you will, to use the modern vernacular. As a result, knowledge is simply what we talk about. We construct reality through our language, basically. By talking about it, we make reality. What's ultimately real can't be known because we are trapped behind our own biases. Now, where does that leave human beings? Well, on the naturalistic worldview, it leaves human beings as mere cosmic accidents. On the postmodern worldview, human beings are simply what we construct. I mean, think about the famous mystery passage in the Casey Supreme Court decision of 1992. And I'm going to summarize it here because it's word for word recitation is slipping my mind at the moment. But here's what it basically said. It basically said that every human individual has a right to determine for themselves the meaning of the universe, the mystery of human life, and our place in the universe. In other words, we construct the meaning of what it means to be human. It's not objective out there. We don't discover it. We create it, or if you will, construct it from place to place according to our own cultural beliefs and lenses. That's the reality of human nature. So there's no objective human nature. There's just what we construct about humans. That's the postmodern view. And you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. That's problematic right out of the gate. Yeah, it is. Because if human nature doesn't exist objectively, neither do the natural rights that spring from that human nature. Things like the right to life, the right to pursue happiness, and the things we see listed in the Declaration of Independence, for example. If human nature is not real and knowable, the natural rights that precede government also aren't real and knowable, and there's really no foundation for affirming them. Why do I bring all this up? Well, when people get outraged at people like, Jubilini and Minerva or someone else who suggests to us that killing newborns is really no different than killing fetuses because neither is an actual person, it's helpful to understand how someone could arrive at that case. Now, you would think someone that viewed human nature as being objective and real and knowable would say this: well, you're right that there's no essential difference between fetus and newborn, but the correct conclusion is not to say you can kill both. The correct conclusion is to say we ought to value both, that both are valuable by nature. And we should see it that way. But on a postmodern worldview where we construct reality, or on a philosophical naturalistic worldview where it's all accidental and there's no intrinsic purposes to anything, why not arrive at a conclusion that nothing that's living has intrinsic value? Why not kill both fetus and newborn if that fits your logical paradigm?